My next patron question is from John, who wants to know where I stand on a popular Netflix series. What are your opinions on Stranger Things? Which season do you like best, and which characters are your favorite? Before I get into the meat of the question, I should probably mention that I watched the first season of Stranger Things in 2017, and it did not leave much of an impression on me. However, when I got John's question, I thought I should probably give the second season a look, as it would not be fair to talk about the show without diving a bit more into it. And I wound up really liking Season 2. Why did the second year work for me a lot better than the first? Well, one of my problems with Stranger Things Season 1 was how stretched out the whole story felt. As I watched it, I wondered if it maybe would have been better suited as a 2-hour movie rather than multiple episodes. It also does not help that the only characters I became invested in were Joyce Byers and the main group of children. That search to find Will Byers in the Upside Down provided the best written and acted moments in the season for me. I especially have to compliment Winona Ryder as Joyce. You really sense her desperation to find her son, and she gave off the appropriate motherly quality. In fact, in answer to one part of John's question, Joyce Byers is my favorite character in the show. The child actors also worked well, and that friendship felt believable. Unfortunately, everything else about the first season dragged for me, and I was left bored by the other parties. I did not care about the chief of police, Jim Hopper, and the evil lab scientist and the monster were not compelling villains to me. My least favorite parts involved the teenage characters, though. I found them largely uninteresting, and while I understand Stephen King's books were the principal influence behind the series, I found the bullies to be especially bothersome in how they were written. So that's why it's only now that I watched the second season, and it's only because I received this question. So what changed in Season 2 of Stranger Things that worked for me? Well, a lot of the issues I just stated about the first season evaporated. For one, I actually thought the story was able to sustain those 9 episodes, and I did have a lingering curiosity about what would happen in the next chapter. The main gang of youngsters again provided the most entertaining storylines as they coped with the events of the previous year. All of them had engaging arcs, and because Will Byers is actually present for the entire season, it's nice to see the entire group interacting here. Even though Hopper did nothing for me in Season 2, I really liked where they took his character here, as he becomes a guardian to the superpowered 11, and the difficulties that come from both of them hiding from the scientists. Speaking of which, the scientists were also better handled here, especially the main one played by Paul Reiser. When he's introduced, you think you know his whole deal, and his role in the story, but they instead portrayed him in another way I really appreciated. Same goes for Sean Astin as Joyce's new boyfriend, Bob. I really liked the scenes he had with the Byers clan, and he's just a really genuine and likable character. At some point you think the writers are going to do the thing where the mother's new romantic partner turns out to be not so great, and they avoid that, which I thought was wonderful. Another new character, a girl named Max who joins the children, was another good addition in this season, although her stepbrother was just another bully and dragged down any scene he was in. I still found the teenagers to be the weakest part, but they're not given as much focus in Season 2, so they were not too much of a bother. I also want to compliment the direction of the second season. The Duffer Brothers, Sean Levy and Andrew Stanton brought the needed atmosphere to their episodes and kept the pacing tight. I do feel bad for Rebecca Thomas, who did well with directing her sole episode, but she was saddled with a script that felt largely out of step with the rest of the season, and even felt like a backdoor pilot at times. Although it is important in developing Eleven's arc, so I don't think the episode was quite as big a waste as others appear to think so. I have to say though that after watching the episodes Andrew Stanton directed, I really want to see him direct a horror film one day. He directed quite a few tense and creepy scenes, and one sequence even felt like his audition for an Alien movie, and now that's something I hope happens one day. He's already worked with Sigourney Weaver twice before, so why not? To conclude, I'm really glad I got this question, because I otherwise would not have given Stranger Things another shot if I hadn't. Thank you for your question, John.